Okay, this is activity 3.4, creating new objects in Active Directory. We're going to create a new OU and add some objects into it. So first, what we're going to want to do is click on Start, go to Administrative Tools, Active Directory Users and Computers. Let's expand this. And now what we want to do is go into, actually let's go up here, click on that, create a new organizational unit. In the name text box, type test OU. Test OU. And we want to leave this check mark to protect container from accidental deletion. And click OK. Now you see that your new organizational unit does show up over here under the domain. So now what we want to do inside this group, we want to create a new user. So we'll right click, go to new, and we want to create a new user. So click on user, and you give it a first name, and our first name is going to be test. Don't need an initial. Last name is going to be user1. Now you'll see that it just automatically fills out the full name right here. And so now we want to give it the user login name. So we'll put test user1. And now that automatically fills it in for both of the fields, or that field right here, not both the fields, but you just typed it in there. And now it shows up down here. So now we'll click next, and we need to give it a password. I'll give it the password of my password, like it says in the book. And now you have four options here. You can user must change it the very first time they log in. And you can also come back and you can change this later on if the user would like to, if they'd like to change their password once again. So, and then you have user cannot change password, and password never expires, and account is disabled. Now this field right here, all these fields right here, you can come back and you can change these at a later date. Right now we're going to leave it as user must change password at next logon. And then we'll click next, and it gives you a summary of what you've done. And we'll click finish. So now your new user shows up under the test OU. So now we have that user in there. So now what we want to do is click make a new group. Right click, go to new, and then group. And we will call this group test group G. And we want to now right here, the group scope, you can make a domain local, global, or universal. The group type, security, or distribution. We want to go with global security, the way it's defaulted. So we'll click OK. And now you see that your group is now there inside your test OU. So let's double click on test user. The properties box shows up. And now you have all these tabs that you can control what this user does, or what it can do. So right now we're going to go to member of, and right now he's a domain user member. He's a part of that group. So now we want to add, and the group that we just built, test group G, we want to type that in right here. And now a good thing to always do, if you're not sure on how it's spelled, or if you just want to put in, you know, test group, you're not sure which one he's in, you can put test group and always check names. Now, since I only have one group in there, it's going to go and say, hey, you must have been wanting test group G. But if there was multiples, it would have given you another dialog box that showed you multiple groups, and then you can double click and choose which one you wanted. So we're going to click OK. Now you can see he's a member of domain users group and the test group G group. And so now we want to click OK. Now we can go into test group G group, and it's the properties once again, and you click on members, and it will show you that test user 1 is indeed in that group. So now we'll click OK, and that is the activity 3-4. Thank you.